I'm Eric Loy, and welcome to Eric Loy Interviews. On this podcast, we talk with folks from the VTuber community on their channels, their talents, their stories, where they come from, and their plans for the future. Hoshira joins me. Hi.
Hi, it's nice to meet you. How are you today?
Oh, we're doing okay. How are you doing? I appreciate you coming on.
Oh, of course. Actually, I'm just very happy that you went and invited me, so thank you so much for that.
Well,
This
absolutely.
is actually my first time showcasing my voice.
Well, it's a very good one. So thank you for showcasing it
Oh,
here.
thank you.
So, please introduce yourself to everybody.
Of course. Hello, everyone. My name is Hoshira. I'm your celestial courier VTuber. I'm always going from one galaxy to the next, bringing hopes and dreams and comfort to anyone that needs it.
Yeah.
So it's very nice to meet everyone listening as well.
Well, thank you for coming on. I do appreciate it. Have you just gotten started with VTubing, or have you been doing it a little while?
I just got started actually about mid-May is when I first did my Twitter accounts and the rest of my accounts afterwards.
Wow. So, what brought you to it? What made you get started?
Well, this is gonna be not a long story, but I'm gonna get to the point. Ever since I was a kid, I always wanted to be a singer. I always wanted to be an entertainer,
Mm-hmm.
an actress, anything in the entertainment circle.
Mm.
And one day at work, we got this new girl that's working. She's a little older than me, but she asked me the one question you should not ask someone that's not chasing after their dreams.
Yeah.
Why aren't you?
Yeah. That's the one question that you don't really expect to come from somebody else.
Exactly. And then afterwards, she told me, well, since you don't want to lose your privacy and stuff like that, there's actually something you could do. And she introduced me to Iron Mouse
Ah,
and told
yes.
me about virtual VTubers. And I was like, oh,
Hello. There's something that's absolutely perfect for what I wanted to do.
exactly. And
Yeah.
that's when I decided, you know what? I might as well give it a try.
Yeah. Well, welcome to the fold. Uh, it-
Thank you.
so, what are you wanting to do with your channel, or have you come that far yet?
Oh no, I decided that my first goal, my very, very first goal, and it's my very first adult goal,
Mm.
that I want to learn how to sing.
Okay. Yeah. Well,
So I've been taking vocal lessons, and I've only been 1 month in vocal lessons, but I feel a lot of improvement.
yeah.
And I decided to give it a chance and see what happens. But my end goal is to kind of make a career out of it if I get lucky, that is.
Well, I mean, it's a combination of things. It's opportunity and working towards it, and marketing and all of that stuff. If you're
Mm-hmm.
really wanting to make that expansion, you kind of have to, you first of all, allow yourself enough time to figure out what you want to do, and then go from there and put the work in. But it sounds like to me that's not going to be a problem. You sound like you're ready to go.
Oh, yes, I am. I'm excited, honestly.
Mhm. So when you saw these other folks doing this VTubing, what immediately, um, what really caught you and brought you into the net?
Well, to be fair, I did see other VTubers, and Iron Mouse wasn't the only one. I also saw Centrea. I saw a lot of these shoujo VTubers,
Mhm.
honestly,
Yeah.
and I saw how much fun not only were they having, but their audience was having. And I always am the nurturing and helpful type. And honestly, I know even in the VTuber circle, there's a lot of loneliness. There's a lot of people that are just willing to connect and just want to get to know each other. And that's the kind of atmosphere I want to bring once I start streaming.
Yeah. It's when you have that kind of I call it a calling more than anything else. It's not just a want to. It's you're waiting for that to have that opportunity, and you're going to do it. And it sounds like it was that time, that place, and time to do it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's so much planning. I didn't realize there was so much planning to be done to become a content creator. And I'm starting to learn all the steps and all the things that need to be done. And the very first thing I did, honestly, after making my account was finding a vocal coach to help me, to be honest.
Well, I mean, if you're serious about doing it, and you're going to go all out for it, go all out for it. I mean, you're you're wanting to be the best you can be at it, and that's the way to do it. That's that makes perfect sense, I would think, to anyone listening. Um, so, were you someone who, as a kid, really wanted to get up on that stage and sing, or were you part of any type of chorus type of activity?
Yes. In middle school, I was in chorus,
Uh huh.
and in high school, I was in drama club. So I've always been on stage one way or the other.
Mm. Yeah.
And after graduating from high school, it's been kind of difficult getting back on that stage.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a different world once you get out of there, and no matter what you're doing with it, whether you're going on to more education, and you start thinking about actually, putting food on the table. uh,
That's very true.
yeah, and health and things, all that gets in the way, and stupid life getting in the way of everything. Um, but it sounds to me like you were just chomping at the bit, waiting for something to come along.
Honestly, yeah, because once I graduated, I went directly to a technical school and
Mm,
got my degree
mm.
and just started working as an adult.
Ah,
But it was that moment talking to my coworker when she asked me, "Why aren't you doing it?" that made me open my eyes and realize, why am I not doing it? And
mm,
it also made me realize that if I didn't do anything about it now, I was going to have many regrets down the line when I can't do it.
yeah, yeah, and that's absolutely true. I mean, that's the old saying that you don't make any shots you don't take. And if you don't try it, you have no shot. And here you're gonna at least you're gonna give it the old college try here, and do what you can with it, and enjoy yourself along the way.
Exactly.
Yeah. So once you get things established, um, and you get everything put together, and you got streams and stuff set up, what are we gonna hear from you? What type of stream are you gonna have?
Well, I've been thinking about it. I see that many VTubers love to do gaming streams, art streams, karaoke.
Uh-huh.
I honestly want to do some karaoke,
Hmm.
but I also want to be able to talk to whoever is watching me as well and figure out how they're doing and how I can entertain them, honestly.
Mm.
Right now, I'm thinking of using my journey as vocal vocal training to make a segment out of it, like
Ah,
a weekly segment and
yeah.
a monthly one as well.
So you kind of bringing everybody along the trail with you.
I mean, why not? I think it would be a lot of fun, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I think that would be a very you're making it a community event rather than an individual event.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like the VTuber community is a community, so I want to keep following that same idea even into my own streaming and into my own community as well. I want everyone to feel like they belong.
Yeah, yeah. That's um that's that's not always easy to do, and um, sometimes it's certainly not the host's fault. Uh,
I know, I understand that.
yeah,
Yeah.
and when you get a situation where um, uh, you're being as open as possible, but then the chat kind of takes things their own way, in different directions, or maybe they turn on each other, which is possible, I guess. Or
Mhm.
are you ready to try and handle that sort of situation? Have you got some ideas what you're going to do?
honestly, before I get mods, I'm honestly going to be very attentive to the chat
Mm-hmm.
and make sure that we don't have those issues.
Mm-hmm.
For one thing, everybody is going to be timed out and put into the corner and be like, think about what you just did.
It's mine, not yours.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I already putting strong boundaries in that if I don't like something, I let the person know, hey, this is not okay. This
Yeah.
is not okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you have to set it and stick to it. Um,
Exactly.
and there are a lot of folks, and you sound like an extremely nice person, and very easy to get along with. Um, that can kind of get eaten up because
It honestly can, yes.
yeah. So um, it's a situation where you can let people get away with so many things, and then setting the boundary first and keeping them at bay is better than letting some people in and then putting the boundary up. Um,
Exactly. And I feel like many VTubers, they get surprised when situations like that happen because they don't think about, oh, this might happen.
mm,
This particular situation might happen.
yeah,
So I feel it's very important to write down those boundaries beforehand and stick to it, like you said,
yeah,
to actually put and be like, guys, no, this is not okay. And
mm,
you keep doing this, you will have to go.
yeah, yeah. Because it's your show, not theirs. Even though they're there to for it, you're the one that ends up responsible for it at the end too, which is another thing. Um, you don't want folks to say, I don't want to go to so and so's community because their community is toxic. That comes back to
Exactly.
you too, in the end,
Hmm.
and it's very
No, it can because I feel as much as the community is his own personality, own individual, own everything. In the end of the day, it's always going to reflect on the streamer because the streamer is the brand.
yeah, yeah. It's
So it's
very
very important.
yeah. It is extremely important to, and again you have to be consistent with it, and really. But I think I'm preaching to the choir here. I think it sounds to me like you've got everything, your ducks in a row. You've really thought this out.
Honestly, I did because I've heard many stories from Iron Mouse specifically about her struggles and what she has to go through. And well, in the end of the day, I said, if this is what I want, I'm going to be going through these same exact things or even worse
Mm,
because, again, it's all depends on luck.
mm,
It all depends on where the dice will fall.
yeah, yeah. It's. I say this a lot, and I mean it. People are not the product of their circumstances; they're the triumph that emerges from the circumstances. And
Hmm.
no matter how how many cards you get, it's what you do with them. Um, so I mean, people there are people who get that break and get a lot of followers right away, and there are people who've been going at it for years and have one a week add on to their or less add on to their thing. You still have to enjoy yourself while doing it. And are you prepared to enjoy yourself first before anything else?
To be honest, this is the questions I asked myself when I first started my VTubers journey. I said, this is the goal, this is the end goal, but what if I don't reach that end goal? What if I don't have, like you said before, if I don't have everything straightened out and I don't get lucky or something else? In the end of the day, I said, I want to have fun because as a streamer, your emotions are always going to be seen and heard more than anything else,
Yeah,
and your personality as well.
yeah,
So
absolutely.
I want to keep a positive mindset and a positive community. And honestly, I'm going to try the hardest I can without regrets because that's what I'm trying to avoid. Not to regret down the line that I didn't even try. At
Yeah,
least I tried, it didn't work out. That's okay. You just move on.
yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not trying to. I'm not saying trying to set you up for failure or anything because I think gonna do. I think
Hmm.
you're gonna do just fine. You've got your ducks in a row. You're set. And you certainly have the attitude for it, and a very good voice for it, by the way. Um,
Thank you.
this this is this is going to be very fun to see how this works with you, and I'm hoping that folks catch on early and catch on this ride with you because we get to see basically you start from square zero and go from there, and
Exactly.
we don't know exactly what's in the egg yet.
Exactly. And that's why I take every opportunity I can. If I get those opportunities, use it as much as I can.
Yeah,
If I don't get them, that's okay.
yeah.
Just keep going.
Yeah, just keep fighting. Now, have you
But I
got?
feel that but I do feel one thing that as long as you're concentrated on different goals,
Mhm.
I feel you feel less of the rush to I need this many followers. I need this many this. I need this many that because you're concentrated on other things too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, you set realistic goals, and then you have other goals
Mhm.
that are out there, and the ones then you have the ones that you really don't talk about to anybody. Like, yes, I really would like 1 million people to show up one night. That type of goal. You don't want people to think you're over the tree or anything like that. But it's people can be a success without it being the biggest success.
Exactly. Yes.
Now, there are a lot of pretty good baseball players out there, but not all of them are all star. Several billion-dollar players. There are people who are still enjoying themselves and making money with it. Do you want this? And I think this is kind of a silly question after what we've been talking about, but do you want this to be a job for you, a full time type of income?
Yes, I do. I want to take that opportunity to see, like I said before, it's not the end goal because in the end of the day, what I really want is to learn how to sing and be able to sing my heart out and have others listen.
Yeah,
But if I could make a career out of it and be a full-time content creator, knowing that I'm going to be working 24/7,
yeah,
because I know content creating is not it's not a 9 to 5 job.
mm,
It's an all day job.
yeah. Sometimes it's a five until five the next day job.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's and sometimes you have to be ready to step back a little bit too, because you don't want to burn yourself out. Um,
That's also true.
and with your interaction with people with chat, um, you're going to have to be mindful of making sure that you're in good spirits, that you're interested in what you're doing, because if you're not interested, the chat's not going to be interested, and if they're not interested, why are you on there?
Exactly. That's absolutely true. That's why I make so much preparations before any stream.
Yeah.
Before I started going as Hoshira, I used to go as a normal streamer
Mm-hmm.
that just streamed at Twitch every once in a while.
Yeah.
But from that experience, I learned have like little cards, memos, things that you want to talk about
Mm-hmm.
and you forget,
Yeah.
or when you get very nervous, just read those cards, get them through, and smile as much as you can.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you're just trying to make everyone happy and entertained.
Right. Right. And you've got one of those voices that I can tell when you're smiling. Uh,
Thank you.
and that's a wonderful gift to have, but it also can bite you in the rear sometimes if you're not feeling so good.
That's true. That's very true.
If you came on one day, it's like hello, like okay, well we know this isn't going to be a good stream. Something's going on. Something's going on. Um, it's so you have done some streaming on Twitch before.
Yes, I have.
Yeah. Have you got things set up now for yourself as Hoshiru right now to do it? To do it.
It's Hoshira. Not yet. I have a few things commissioned, like a logo,
Uh,
some overlays. So I'm kind of waiting for those to be done. And once they are, I'm gonna try my very best to be as active as possible of
yeah.
by doing normal content creation, like small videos, small YouTube,
Mm,
TikTok videos
yeah.
for the meantime, so people could keep me in mind.
Yeah.
So once I debut, I could bring as many into the party as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. And keeping a regular schedule, will that be a problem for you?
No, actually, I'm very good with time management, and I actually have an agenda with me, and I write down from this time to this time, this is my work schedule. From this time to this time, this is when I could dedicate content creating.
Mm,
And I try to at least do 2 or 3 hours of dedication to it.
so you're a schedule keeper.
Yes,
Yeah.
I am.
It's that's if you don't have that naturally, you got to learn because
I
it
know that's one of the things I learned the first time around
yeah
because the first time around I just went by what I was feeling at the moment, going like, "Oh, we're gonna do this because this is what I want to do." But
yeah
I learned that what happens when you run out of ideas.
yeah yeah that's true and maybe some folks have kind of a backup plan as far as a game they kind of rely on that doesn't really have an end. Um, like some type of cozy type of game they can settle into and play along with it. Have you got one of those lined up?
I do. There's actually two of them that I would love to play, and it's Stardew Valley, and
Mm.
the other one is Fallout Guys.
Oh,
I just love those games so much, to be honest.
oh, Stardew Valley, that is my kryptonite. Uh, I have 30 save files.
That's more or less how much I have as well.
Oh, really?
I have different families and different stories.
Oh,
There's just
yes.
so many options to choose from.
Yes, and I mine goes back to where you couldn't even marry all the people you can now. You, you,
Oh, wow.
yeah, I mean that's and you could plant trees wherever you wanted and all this stuff. It was um I was in fair not as early as some people, but pretty early. Uh, but once I got involved in that, I couldn't do anything else. I've had to stay away from it. But it is a perfect type of game, I think, if you want to have just kind of a chill stream and interact a lot more with chat.
Yes, it is. And that's one of the reasons why I chose that game
Hmm.
as one of the games I want to try out.
Hmm.
Make a comforting stream,
Yeah.
maybe make a ASMR out of it as well,
Oh, yeah.
and see where it goes.
Yeah, ASMR. Have you thought about that, or have you been doing that?
I have been thinking about it,
Hmm.
and there's just so many categories when it comes to ASMR. I've been researching it as much as I can
Hmm.
so I could better understand it,
Yeah. Yeah.
but it's definitely in the cards.
Would you want to do scripts, reading scripts, or try to do the sounds along with it, or what are you interested in?
To start out the scripts, I want to start out doing the scripts,
Hmm.
and as I go, I will start incorporating sounds
Hmm.
because there has been a moment in when I'm thinking about what niche I want to fall in other than comforting.
Hmm.
One of the things that I have trouble with is sleeping.
Hmm.
I'm
Yeah.
a bit of an insomniac.
Yeah.
So I think my fellow insomniacs might want to have someone there with them, reading them a story or playing something like Stardew Valley that is comforting and not as quick, not as loud,
Yeah.
but you know.
Yeah. Not like Repo where you're screaming all the time. That would be a little tough to sleep to, I'd imagine. But I understand what you're talking about with the sleep stuff. I was for a long time in my youth, I worked overnights, and you never quite overcome that. Or at least I haven't. So sometimes sleep doesn't come very easy for me, and I end up having to have a fan on and at least two noisemakers in order to sleep, which drives the wife crazy. But I do have to sleep eventually. Um, and this type of stuff is gold if you're able to do it and do it correctly. People tune in left and right for it.
Honestly, yes. And it's actually one of the things I kind of want to try out and see if it works out
Mm-hmm.
because we're such a big planet and we have so many people on here.
Mm-hmm.
It has to be night somewhere.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely, and two, with that, if you incorporate that into the YouTube stuff, and people can use it anytime.
Oh, yes. And that's another one. Yes.
Yeah, it's certainly now with the scripts. What will you be looking for? What type of scripts are we talking the relaxed, cozy ones, or are we talking the ones that are a little out there?
I'm gonna say the relaxing, cozy ones to start out.
Mm-hmm.
The ones out there, I don't think I have the courage to try out, but
But
but if chat wants it,
yes.
I'm more than willing to give it. But as I said before, we are a comfy, cozy kind of stream.
Mm-hmm.
So for now, we're gonna try that out and see how it works out. Maybe I could do some role playing ones, no problem. To be honest.
Yeah, yeah, and well, sometimes those are very good ASMR ones too. If you do that,
Oh yes,
if you can do it right, and it sounds like me. You're I'm not going to put anything past you at this point because if I think that you seem to be one of those people. If you get a suggestion, you get an idea in your head, you're going to go research it and be ready to go for it.
yes, that's actually the plan. Research as much as I can because I want to be 100% certain what I want to do
Yeah,
before I do it.
that's called having a place to land when you get froggy and jump. You don't just always just jump into the nothing. You have some place you can land. Uh,
Exactly.
yeah, that's a perfectly sensible. How dare you be sensible? Don't you know what year it is?
I know I'm supposed to be wild and crazy, but I think we have enough of those, and I
Yeah,
just want to bring quiet and peace, honestly.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Um, so when you do get this put up and put together, and you'll have it ready and you'll be going, and you start getting people returning, and you're starting to build a community, and you have people who are on the schedule, putting their schedules around your schedule, so they can be there for the streams. How is that going to feel to you?
Honestly, that's gonna be the most I'm gonna be so honored if anybody tries to fit their schedule to my schedule just to see my streams.
Mm-hmm.
It would be the biggest honor
Mm-hmm.
because I've been thinking of doing small streams on days that I'm not working. Maybe do it twice a day to try to reach for those that are in Europe, maybe reach those that are in Latin America, those that are here in North America as well.
Mm-hmm.
Try to see which time will be the best time to do my streams.
Yeah, yeah. It's finding that niche, finding the time zones, finding finding your audience isn't the easiest thing sometimes. And time zones could be a big part of it. I know that there are folks who are in some certain time zones that end up being limited just because the audience they're looking for um, is on the other side of the planet. And it's
Yes.
pretty tough to get
I
to.
I learned that lesson with Twitter once I got the little check mark for Twitter
Hmm.
and it gives you analytics
Yeah.
and I was like, "Oh my goodness, there's so many people from different places interacting with me and I'm just like, what are the best time to interact with them?" And it's like 3 in the morning. Oh,
Yeah.
I'll do it.
Yeah. 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 Now, don't wreck yourself while doing it. I mean, that's one thing. Is I there's sometimes when I'm doing interviews with people that I'll schedule a few of them at because I stay up late anyway, 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, but I'll do more than one of them. So I got instead of doing one every day, It's all in one day. Um, yeah, but I don't think that's going to be a problem for you. You seem to be very meticulous as far as scheduling is concerned.
Ah, yes. I would say I'm a little bit too over prepared sometimes because
Mm, I don't know. I don't know if you can be over prepared really for it. As long as you can still keep yourself agile enough to catch the wild pitches that happen, um, you and because something's going to happen you don't know about, and that's just all there is to it. Um, I can tell you from 35 years of broadcast experience that something will happen that you're not ready for. Um,
yes.
yeah, and something you never thought would happen, like a basketball flying off your head at a basketball game or something. Um, that may or may not have happened to me more than once.
Oh,
But there's always, but I get this idea you're going to be in it and you're going to be enjoying yourself so much that you won't even notice, and you'll be having enough fun doing it that if something comes up, you just keep going.
yes. That's definitely the plan. I honestly want to, how do I say this? Even though I have goals and dreams that I want to accomplish, in the end of the day, I also want to at least go and enjoy the process, the
Mm,
experience.
yeah, 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 yeah. There's some folks some folks are unable to do that. I feel bad for that because um, if you don't enjoy being somewhere and then it doesn't work out, then it feels like a big giant F on your scorecard. But the if you enjoy the process of being there, then it's worth it in the process, just for that alone. Um, and you learn from yourself and you go from there. But this is such a wide field now. Um, it's not quite the Wild West, but people can enjoy themselves going on once a month, or they can enjoy themselves being a part of a big corporation and being and uh, and being told what to do. There's such a wide range, and the audience still hasn't been completely found yet. A lot of people, heck, you didn't know about VTubers.
No, I didn't until the coworker told me about it.
Yeah, and so there's a lot of people who would enjoy watching Twitch in one way or another. If you don't find something you enjoy on Twitch, you're not looking hard. Um,
Hmm.
and that and there's so and it'd be kind of, but if it gets too much to you, you got to remember how to cool off a little bit. Um,
Yeah.
and I really I don't think that's going to be a problem for you. I think you've really got this set up
Oh, I hope not.
and ready to
Right
go.
now, like I said before, my biggest goal is to learn how to sing, and I'm doing vocal training right now.
Mm,
I didn't think I would enjoy vocal training at first,
yeah.
but I'm having a great time. The process of learning how to sing and what muscles to give attention to,
Hmm.
and honestly, everything about it has been a dream come true already.
Yeah.
And I'm just having a fantastic time with my vocal coach.
Are you learning how to breathe properly?
Yes.
That was always the thing. There are people who breathe in their upper chest, and people who breathe lower, and people who have voices that come out of the back of their nose, and some people who really you not feel like they have 16 tons tied to their vocal cords and go as low as possible. How have you figured out your range yet singing?
Yes, my for now, my vocal coach said this might change
Hmm.
as more time as you're training because you can get higher, you can get lower.
Yeah.
But he told me my lowest range was a G2
Hmm.
and my highest range was very close to a C5, but I don't remember which one.
Gee, be Christmas. So okay, that's a pretty good range. Yeah, my range is M, as in don't do it. I'm afraid. I'm afraid when the voice changed, the ability to actually hit a note on purpose also left.
Aw.
Yeah, I haven't hit a note on purpose since 1983.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, every once in a while I'll hit one if I hit my knee on something, and then, but I don't know what it is, but it sounds pretty pure when I hit it. Have you yet done the metronome machine where you try to hit the notes? Um, and we used to use this in band all the time. You try to hit the pure notes and make the thing stop, or do they still use that in vocal training?
No, not yet. As far as I know, right now, my vocal trainer is concentrating on getting to know me better, me
Mm,
and my voice,
yeah.
and trying to see where if I know my
Mm,
pitches, or how long I could keep a note in,
oh,
and
yeah.
how do I breathe? Because apparently there's a wrong way to breathe.
Yeah. Well, there is, and you've got to have that. You've got to have the ability to um, sing for a period of time if you don't have a break in a song. Uh, if there's some, I can't imagine listening to some folks sing some of these Japanese songs. Where do they breathe? There's
Um,
there's no breath. Um,
Sometimes it's if you listen carefully, like really put 100% attention to the vocalist,
yeah,
there will be times you will hear a light
yeah,
somewhere.
yeah. I'm of course I'm hearing the recordings too, which they might be able to edit a lot of that out. But live, that would be tough. That would be really tough. So, what type of music do you want to sing?
Honestly, I told my vocal coach I want to sing pop music, but my vocal coach is all like, "No, we're gonna try to get you into rock and roll,
Huh?
into country, into rap,
Yeah,
and into everything we could get you into because of the range."
yeah,
And they told me that you seem like the type, like you said before, that you're having a lot of fun when you put your mind on something.
right, right. When you
And I
have,
said, you know what? That's true.
yeah,
So I want to give every genre a try
yeah,
before I decide on one genre.
yeah, and there's a lot of people that I hear these days that would be really good at jazz type stuff, and I don't know. There's a lot of people who are trying it, which is sad because there's a lot of good emotional type of music that they could be getting involved in. Um, are you going to be trying to do anime music?
Yes, that is on the list of things to do. Right now, my vocal coach, he's also a fan of video games. So
Mm.
he's like, okay, we're gonna start with Kingdom Hearts first. And I'm like, what?
Yeah, and you're gonna have to be singing in different languages.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
Luckily, I know Spanish, so
oh,
hopefully my pronunciation, if I try to do Japanese, will be as close as possible. I hope. I
yeah.
hope, but I will give it a try because it sounds like an adventure, to be fair.
Would you stream in Spanish?
I would actually, yes. Spanish is actually my native language. English is actually my second language.
Hmm. Well, I couldn't tell that, by the way. I really couldn't. I couldn't discern that at all. Um, so I mean, I think that I really do, in my personal opinion, that there isn't enough different languages represented, um, and we're especially, I think, with the Spanish speaking folks, is that there are a lot of people who would really enjoy that. um,
Oh no, definitely. I actually discovered anime through the Spanish speaking community, if I could be perfectly honest. I
yeah.
didn't learn about anime in the United States. I actually learned about it in a different country.
Yeah. Well, I can see that because there are times when it's not that. It's sometimes it's easier to get to anime in other countries than it is here. Or at least it used to be. These days, of course, you can find it on the internet everywhere. But um, the cultures are different. I really do believe that there is a huge market out there for especially Spanish, um, and I think that would sooner or later that's going to really take off. I don't know whether it's time yet, but it'll be there. It'll be there. Um, I'm looking at it in my old radio marketing days, but I think it's there, and I would like to see a little bit more of that, even though my Spanish is technically only mid '70s Sesame Street Spanish at this point, and I feel bad
Well,
about that. But I can,
I mean, it's good to have any kind of Spanish as long as you enjoy it or
yeah,
you can use it
yeah,
when you most need it.
I can almost count to 20, and I can tell you where the doors are. That's about
Hey, at least I
it.
won't get lost. That's good to know.
Yes, and that's basically from Sesame Street, um, I can understand a little bit because I used to listen to radio a lot, Spanish radio. Um, but the opportunity to not just learn about other cultures, but explore your own culture is also something I think that people are starting to do with VTubing. Have you thought about that type of a stream?
Yes, I have because honestly, I when it comes to Spanish, there's a lot of dialects, there's a lot of different
Oh
countries,
yes.
and there's a lot of different customs as well.
Hmm.
I actually want to show a couple of the customs because I actually am from two different places, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Two
Yeah.
different lineages.
Absolutely.
My one in the Caribbean and the other one in Central America.
Yeah. And the two do not always meet.
No, they do not.
Yes.
They honestly do not, especially the food.
Yeah. The food is different, and and if you listen to enough, I used to listen to a lot of shortwave radio and distant radio stations as a hobby of mine, and for a while there, I could tell you what country I was listening to by the music. Not so much these days, but if you hear a station from Cuba, it's going to be different than a station from northern Mexico, which is going to be different from the station from Colombia. So
No, you're right about that. Yeah.
you certainly can't throw them all together, and if you did, people would get really mad if you tried to
Oh,
separate that.
yes. I actually learned in Central America that a lot of the Spanish I knew is actually from the Caribbean, from Cuba exactly.
Yeah.
Um, a lot of my vocabulary, even though it was normal vocabulary in Cuba, in other countries, there are actually curse words. And I was just like, what? What do you mean?
You, people started giving you the side eye, like, "What did I say? What
Yes.
did I
Yes.
say?" Well, I frankly, in talking with you, I can't imagine that you would hurt anything on purpose or insult anybody on purpose at all. It'd be like hearing a curse word out of Bambi's mouth. But the
Oh, no.
yeah, but I mean, when you're on the air with folks and you're doing this, I think it's going to be a lot of fun to hear what you have to say coming up. I'm really looking forward
Yeah,
to
I'm
it.
excited.
Yeah, I can hear it. I can hear it. Folks, you're going to have to follow and see what they've got going on. We're going to have the links here in the description. There are going to be more links coming up, I'm sure. Please keep me updated on those links so I can update them as they come up. But you have got to stay in touch with me, please, because I want to hear what's going on with you.
Yes.
And
Yes, definitely.
yeah,
Thank you.
thank you so much for coming on. And we will be back talking with you soon. Okay?
All right. I hope it'll be in 6 months. I'll see you guys in 6 months.
Thank you for listening to Eric Loy Interviews. Join us again next time when we talk to another member of the always interesting VTuber community.